Hello and welcome to another edition of Toys from the Attic, where we're taking a look at another Transformers Combiner Wars character. And from the Protectobots team, it's going to be First Aid. Now, I'm going to start off by saying that First Aid is a redeco and a little bit of a retooling of the Stunticons team Off-Road. As a matter of fact, I keep wanting to refer to him as one of the Stunticons, just because of that. They've taken the truck motif and turned it into an ambulance, but I'm okay with that. And I really do like the sculpt of this guy, or the design. The red and white really seem to add to it, or really help sell that it's a medical vehicle, and a little bit of silver and blue just help give it that little bit of contrast, or a nice, cool, uplifting feeling. I really like that head sculpt of it too. It's really reminiscent of that G1 character. I was watching the episode where he kind of was questioning his placement on the team because of his pacifist nature, but he's the medic. I mean, yeah, those guys are not supposed to do any harm. Now, as far as his articulation goes, his head can move up and down. It's on this ball joint, but because of the squareness of his head, you can't get a lot of movement out there. You really should be able to get a lot more because that big chunk is missing out of the back there, but yeah, that square part of the head just gets in the way. Now, his arms are on these ball joints, but because of the little fins or shoulder plates right here and the big bulkiness of the car right here, you're going to lose a little bit of posability on the arm, so that's a little bit of a downside. Has a nice bicep swivel right here, or I should say elbow swivel, and then his arms can ratchet up and down. Now, even though this guy's actually been the mold's been reused for him, or from Off-Road, the ratchet actually holds up pretty well. You would think that it would get a lot looser, a lot not be as tight on these guys with some of the other remolds that I've seen, but nope, it holds up pretty well. He has a waist articulation right here. His hips are on these nice little ball joints. You get a nice thigh swivel right here, and then as always the knees bend like this. Now, even though, like I said, he is a pacifist, he comes with this really big axe right here. It's the same thing that Off-Road came with, but I can kind of accept the fact that he would actually have this device, or this as a weapon. Not so much maybe as a weapon, but something to chop down any type of debris or other stuff to get at his friends or to save lives. It's something firemen have, medics have, so I kind of buy that. The one weapon that I kind of question is actually the double barrel gun right here. And yes, I do like the fact that it still has the engine motif, kind of like the Stunticons did. It just helps sell that it's maybe a part of their engine or something else like that. But yeah, I'm not really sure why he would actually have a gun. Kind of goes against nature, unless maybe this shoots out some sort of incapacitating foam. You could always use your imagination for that. Now, to transform First Aid into his alt mode should be exactly the same as Off-Road and just as easy. However, I've run into a few little snags due to his redesign, but I'll get into those as soon as I get to them. We're going to start off by moving his head back around like so, and then we're going to probably start by moving his legs apart so we can actually get them and form the back cab of his ambulance mode. We're going to want to rotate these down and up like this, and here's where we're going to have a little bit of the first problem. Both of these little pegs right here are supposed to fit in that slot right there, but I've been having a heck of a time getting them in there, or getting them to fit properly, so there's a nice gap in the back here. So I don't know if I'm doing this wrong, or it's just a very tight fit for me to get that in there, so I'm not even going to try to force it. Oh, one other thing that I really like to notice is if you could see all the little like pistons that are right here. That's an extra little bit of detail that they didn't have to add, but I really appreciate that they did. Well, anyways, back to the transformation. Let's move his legs up like so. Still going to try to get those in there. We're going to make sure these snap together. I want that to fit in there, but it's just not wanting to go. Anyways, we're going to then take his arms, move them down like so, and then just slide them over into here, and you should hear them lock right into place. After that, we're going to take the hood of his car, move it down, and then we're going to move it back to where it snaps over these little pegs right here. And yeah, I just wish I could get that to snap in there a little bit more. It looks kind of weird having that little bit of gap right there. Now, as far as this guy goes, he rolls fairly decently on this table. I mean, it's not the best. Probably get a little bit more distance if I had something that's a little bit smoother or flatter, but what are you going to do? Now, you can always store his weapon right or here on the side of him, his little axe, so it's nice that he can actually carry it with him, although that's a really big axe for any human to actually carry, so it might be a dead giveaway. And then as far as his gun goes, you can actually store it here on the back, sort of. It's kind of weird to have it stick out like that. Let me see, can I get this here? Nope. Barely works, but not really. Can I put it on the side? I guess that's enough clearance on the side. However, it just kind of looks weird to have this big gun sticking right out here on the side. I really, really wish that they actually had kept the peg right here, or made some sort of hole up here on the top so I can actually store the weapon right here like we have with some of the other characters. But no, I'm really not sure. They decided to keep this little peg right here just like they did with Off-Road. It's just kind of a sad bummer. Oh, wait, you know what? I just noticed that there's actually a little pin right in there, so maybe... Oh, heck, what do you know? Hey, it can fit on the top. That's actually pretty cool. I just discovered that right now for this actual video. Now to get first aid into the leg mode of Defensor should be actually fairly easy. We're going to start off by pulling his cab back like so, and just getting that all ready like that. We're going to then move his arms out just a little bit so we can actually separate his legs. Just forward enough so we can actually, well, probably going to want to rotate his head around. Just because I've noticed that when you rotate this part around, if that head's not facing out or the right way to get enough clearance, it kind of runs into a problem. Come on, get that back there. All right, we're going to then move this joint up like this. Move his legs back, get them in position. We might need to readjust these just a little bit. There we go. Move his arms back down. Into place. Get the foot/hand of Defensor. Yes, that's right. I wanted to call him Menasor for some reason. It's a problem with using art redecos of these guys. And then just place it right here, and voila! First aid is now the leg of Defensor. Now to get first aid here into the arm mode of Defensor should be just as easy. We're going to start off by moving his cab back like so, because we can't actually get any of his other parts out unless we get this one first. We're going to move his arms out like this, and that just keeps wanting to fold back on me for some reason. I'm not sure why. There we go. Lock that right into place. There we go. Pops right back up. Nope. Get his arms out like this. Stay. Alright, we're going to then move his legs out like so. Just like we would be getting him back into robot mode. However, we're going to want to make sure that these pegs are right in here in these little slots. There we go. Now we're going to want to take his arms and rotate them back and get these little slots right here on these little pegs. Just like we would with Off-Road, except it seems to be a little bit more clear on where some of these things actually go. Oh wait, does that go here? That should actually fit right in there, but it doesn't. Ah, there we go. It just takes a little bit of conjiggering. Move this out. There we go. As you can probably tell, I have not transformed this guy enough just yet. I got him and turned him into Defensor really quickly, and then that was about it. Alright, we're going to then take this part right here, move it out at a 90-degree angle, rotate this around so you can get that nice, his legs acting as that elbow. We're going to take the hand/foot, get these out, the fingers out, move the thumb up, and voila! First aid is now ready to form the arm of Defensor. Once again, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed what you've seen today, please feel free to like, subscribe, share, or leave a comment below in the comment section. Any advice for the show will be greatly appreciated. Who knows, something you suggest may appear on the show in the future.